Director of the Illinois Historic Preservation Agency. It's a great day. Some of us today are celebrating a return to work, and some are celebrating the return of tourists. Some are thrilled with the reopening of a premier example of Frank Lloyd Wright at his best. And lovers of holiday luminaries are marking the end of the year when the Grinch really did steal our Christmas. Governor Quinn appreciates and understands Illinois' rich heritage. He values the role that state employees play as public stewards and public educators. No one needed to tell him how disgusted the mayor and the legislators and the people of Springfield were when this site, this jewel, and even some Lincoln sites were tossed out of last year's state budget. And seasonal workers were immediately turned away, and tour buses were turned away, and employees with decades of experience were given their marching orders, and volunteers, the people that bring this site to life, were dismissed. Well, today the lights are on at the Dana Thomas House. There are 15 volunteers today waiting to share it. The trumpet has played. A trio awaits you inside. The party is about to begin, and the man who ushered in the spring is here to celebrate with us, Governor Pat Quinn.
Thank you, Jen. We cannot forget our history. In many cases, history is prologue to the future, and learning about history and seeing special places and special things is part of being a human being on planet Earth, and especially here in the land of Lincoln. I know there's a great Christmas tradition where this house is lighted up and people can come and visit, and I believe in those kind of traditions. People pass that on from one generation to the next, and it was disappointing this past Christmas that boys and girls couldn't come over here to the Dana Thomas House, but it won't be that way in 2009, I'll tell you. This door is open. Frank Lloyd Wright was a great architect. We know that. He came from our state. He made a difference in architecture across this world. But this particular house is the best example of Frank Lloyd Wright prairie architecture anywhere. And so we want to invite the world to come and see it and to enjoy it and learn from it. I just met 3 of our volunteers inside, really dedicated people. And the heart of America, the heart of Illinois, is the heart of a volunteer. People who give of their own time, who give because they believe in service to others, community service. And that's really what our state has to be about. And that's one of the great reasons why we wanted to reopen the sites. We want to thank the members of the legislature for passing an appropriation to make that possible. They worked very hard. And as Jan mentioned, some of the things that are special, we want to just recite them. I think Apple River Fort is back in action. Bishop Hill, we're glad to have you back. The Hoburg Indian Museum at the Black Hawk site in Rock Island, it's open for business. Cahokia Courthouse is open for business. Carl Sandburg, once the Poet Laureate of Illinois, his home is open for visitation, as well as Fort de Chartres and Prairie de Rocher in Randolph County, and Fort Kaskaskia in Ellis Grove, the Pierre Menard home down in Ellis Grove. Now, the whole history of Illinois really began, I guess, in Randolph County, our first capital down there, a very special place near the Mississippi River. Marquette and Joliet went through there long ago. Many other French settlers who helped begin Illinois. And I think it's important that we always remember our history.
Illinois started in Randolph County, so come on down and visit. Fort de Chartres and Pierre Menard, our first lieutenant governor, the home is there, and we look forward to having all of you come down, and it's the same thing we have here. We have a lot of dedicated volunteers, a lot of reenactors that are looking forward to holding the rendezvous that Director Grimes has said we're going to have and be ready for, and it's a major event for our area, and tourism is the economic lifeblood of our area and the economic lifeblood of Springfield.
You know, every businessman knows that you have to spend a little money to make money. And we know what tourism is in the state of Illinois, not just the city of Springfield, but the entire state of Illinois. We know it's one of the best commodities that we have to offer. It's not just the Dana Thomas House, it's everything from southern Illinois to northern Illinois.
We're celebrating people making history, because what brought this event about? It was, in fact, the unions uniting with community groups, uniting with elected officials, uniting with the chamber, uniting with lots of people to create a movement so that this issue was in the public eye in a way that could not be denied. We have here today people from Porta High School in Petersburg, right? They came down here on several occasions to picket with us. They picketed with us. They demonstrated with us. There were people who had online petitions. There were people who were mailing us petitions on little handwritten notes saying, from all across Illinois, saying that this is a travesty. We want to join with you. We want to fight against this.
With the natural areas and with our state parks, we have over 40 million visits each year. That is enough economic stimulus, enough economic impact in our communities to create a $790 million impact each and every year. That's enough to support 8,500 jobs. And when we look at all of the other things that both of our agencies now do and will do together in the future, we're going to be able to strengthen the state's economy and strengthen those opportunities and work together to provide many avenues for people to enjoy this great state.
It has been a very quiet and a very strange 5 months. So we're just glad that everybody's here, and we welcome you to one of the great houses in the country. We tend to forget that this is really, truly one of the spectacular Frank Lloyd Wright buildings, the most complete structure of the early part of Frank Lloyd Wright's career, and the world comes to see this kind of a building. And to close it is a crime against humanity in a certain way.
And so I think Frank Lloyd Wright would be very happy to see so many visitors to one of his homes. And so we want to invite the world. It's Illinois to the world. We welcome the world. Come on down to Springfield, see this wonderful home and many other things as well. I acknowledge that the mayor is doing a great job, and together we can make the will of people law of the land. Thank you.
Thanks, Emilio.
Thank you.